This is the Bob and Tam Show, live from Laconia, New Hampshire.
We're in Plymouth.
Yeah, but we're talking about Laconia.
There you go.
We're going to talk about other things. So let's see if we're live. Let's see if anybody comes on, because it's kind of a weird time, and it's supposed to rain. We're going to talk about that, and
Gotta hurry up.
let's see.
Hurry up and get back and
let's see.
load up the trailer.
We're on.
Tomorrow's moving day.
Let's see if we're on.
Still says 000. No people on, no thumbs up.
Hey, it shows we're there.
Alright.
All right, so it's up and going, and
One person's on, well, it's probably you.
Probably me. So it's Thursday at the rally, and the time here is
4:12.
That's right, in the afternoon. Welcome. Somebody's on. Karen's
5,
on.
4, 5, 4.
And so, hey, Karen, what's going on? We're out here. It's getting kind of gloomy outside. It's supposed to start
It's been
raining.
kinda overcast all
Actually,
day.
the storm. Well, actually, there's a storm. Just a couple. I think
Storm
in
of
New York.
ruin.
Tornado warnings, but I don't think we're going to get them here because it's already kind of cooling off. It's like low 70s right now.
David Eastwood's on.
Still got a little humidity, but I mean, not too bad. But I mean, for overall, for people telling us that it was going to rain 90% of the time, we really haven't had a little bit of rain last night, just some
Not gonna rain.
sprinkles. Another night it rained just a little bit. But I mean, during the day, nothing.
It's been nice.
We've been hit. One day we got hit by 3 drops, and then we got hit by 2 big giant drops, and that was it.
Yep.
So overall, been pretty good. It's been
But C's on also.
Sun was actually out for a little while today. So we got a great video that's going to come out tomorrow. We got to see
Cool
some
bikes.
vintage bikes. They had not really a parade, but it was a bunch of them got together, and we're going to help
A
them
ride. They had a ride.
Yep, we're going to help them next year to try to get a bigger turnout there. Not saying we're going to come back, but we've got quite a few. We're making some contacts. We just got a met of our owner today.
Anthony from Hightower.
Yep. He's actually going to buy the whole block. He said, pretty soon you don't need to talk to nobody but me, he said.
I'm glad
So,
we got you back.
so that'll be pretty neat. We got a contact there. Also, one of our subscribers knows the mayor and the chief, the police, and all that stuff. He said if we come back, he could fix us up with that.
Or
So,
if we don't come back, maybe we can just get him on a live and tell you guys it's coming out for the
if you're
100th.
thinking about coming here, or if you're here already, next year, the Castle and the Clowns is going to have something special that we're going to help get started from.
Just for bikers.
So, yeah, it's going to be a bike week out there at the castle. So that'd be pretty neat. And they're going to have some events and all this stuff, and that'll be coming up. You know, it'll be a year, but now, well, it'll actually be about 9 months from now. We'll talk about it. And so that'd be pretty neat for their 100th. You know, and we may come back. It just a lot depends on gas prices, and also if somebody wants to, you know, if any of you know a campground that wants to get some.
It's a little closer, but we're very appreciative for Rod because it's
We appreciate
really
all
helped
our
us out.
subscribers that try to set us up. We have another person that called, contacted us yesterday. They're about
Debbie, I think.
40 miles, I think, from here. That's just, we got to get something within a few miles of
Well,
downtown.
within 10 is nice.
And because we've got to be able to get around the bars. See, here they're all stretched out. They're not together like most places are in one area or 2 areas. Here they're just kind of, you got downtown. Well, I don't know if to call it downtown. It's the lake.
Where's
it's the
beach?
boardwalk area, whatever you want to call that down there. And then they've got the Harley dealer. They've got different, you know, that's, I don't know how many miles away, 5 or 6 miles away from the main thing.
Where
and,
beach?
and then they've got the bars that are kind of stretched around. The Octane Bar, it's really close to
The dealership.
so that's not too bad.
Weir's Beach,
But then
I
there's
know.
another one that's on the other side of the lake when we're coming in. That's the one that the people had the steakhouse. The one that had the weird initials.
Oh, yeah.
The Markham or whatever, Marquis or Markin.
Yeah, Marcus.
State House.
M-A-R-K-U-S.
They have a bar and an outfit there. They have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of events. We're hoping tomorrow, if it ain't too rainy, that we can get over there and check out the
Just kind
bars.
of hit the bars. It's
That's
more
gonna
in
be-
the evening.
Yeah, more those couple ones. We've been over, what you've been watching the videos, you see that we've been over to, it's still Broken Spoke to me, but High Octane is what it's called. Different owners, but it looked like a pretty neat bar. The girls were all friendly. You guys kind of seen them the other day
Yeah.
when we were over there. I have to say we only came in the afternoon, but I mean,
Camping sun.
overall the people were pretty decent at that bar. So we never have made it over to the other one. There's a lot of other ones here that have things going on too. We didn't make it to the antique motorcycle ride. We did a lot of rides. You're gonna see the
Uphill climb.
Yep.
It was either that or go to
Yeah.
Kingamangus, right?
So we're done with the rides for here. So the next 3 days, if we get time to do it. So today we mainly did the
Vintage bikes.
vintage bike. parade that they had. Not really a parade, it was just a ride. But they met all out at the mall area, and we got to meet with them, got to talk to them, got to talk to their group. We got the youngest new rider coming up. He'll be coming on the channel tonight or tomorrow.
Made his own bike already.
Yep. So we're going to talk about, he'll get to come on and tell you a little bit about what he's doing. He's actually got a YouTube channel. So you guys might want to check him out. So that'll be tomorrow. Video you get to see. Today's video is about finishing up the rides that we did. And if you guys really like those rides, we have a lot of video of that stuff. Now today's video, I put a little music with it since we, kind of did back and forth. So we wanted to get a little music to
Well,
it because
sometimes when I put the camera up on the back, you get that really whistly, windy noise, and you don't want to hear that.
And so, I don't know, we might be able to do something. Usually if I put the camera on the back of the tour pack, which we haven't really used because she's been holding the camera and doing all that. He's got a funky bass.
It's very strong.
And so it's usually you can hear the motorcycle from back there, but when she turns the GoPro around backwards, which is they're finally working again with new flash cards, that it's getting all that whistling. So it's almost like it's got a microphone in the back of it too. So when you turn around, it's backwards.
Art's on.
Art, you're not working today? Are you loafing? Or is he working nights again?
He says pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-ting.
There you go. Art, we're probably shouldn't say it on the channel. I got some free stuff for you coming for your bike. You might really like what we get. Well, the big thing I'm going to get, we're going to talk to him on the way. And
He's at lunch today, right now.
Okay. So, you need to retire, Art. Put in for next year.
We're going to put your retirement in for you. You
Yeah,
won't
I'm
even
gonna
know.
call
All of
him
a
up.
sudden they're going to say, oh, today's the last day, Art.
Bye,
Happy retirement.
And you'll never turn back, believe me. You will never turn back. It's not, I don't regret it at all. Things are fine, and it's, you learn to live with the money you got. And even like here, we're not rich, and and we're even doing a little bit of this kind of stuff, and it's like, next year might change, but I mean, we'll see how it all goes. But when we get the garage going, I could definitely use you out there to help me. We're going to rebuild some bikes. I'm learning stuff, and see how that all works out. And but we got a whole bunch of neat stuff.
Wynn and Greg's on too. I didn't see that.
So
I should put my glasses on.
So, Art, yeah, think about it. I don't know if you'd want to come back up here or not. I don't know. But I mean, you can look at all the videos and you can look at the different rallies and figure out which ones you'd like to go to too. And we'll teach you all this stuff.
Charlie Frank's on?
We got a new YouTuber today we talked to, trying to help him get started. Charlie, New
From
Hampshire,
NH. Charlie from NH.
He's only got 150 subscribers or something. But I mean, he's coming along.
growing.
But he's not looking really to make money. He just he lives here.
Yeah.
So he likes to document the rides that he does and things like that. And he's a pretty decent guy. And but he's not trying to change the world or anything and get rich off of it. But you never know. He might be a big YouTuber someday.
Yep.
We might ask him for help.
Maybe.
So we'll have to see. So I see a few other YouTubers that have posted a few videos that did not get much views. But this rally's a little different. And we did this different. We did the rides for you guys so you guys could see some of the rides and stuff. And we'll talk about that. But basically, if you're coming up here for challenging rides, this isn't the place.
If you're coming up here to look at the scenery,
yes.
Beautiful
And,
up
there's
there.
some great riding areas, not great competition. Even like today, the last 2 days, I've been talking to people, and they all say that, no, this is nothing like riding in Sturgis. Nothing. It's two different worlds. But what makes
the
it
beauty
nice,
is similar.
which
but the rides.
which you get here. Well, this is the whole freaking state looks like this. Versus in Sturgis, it's just the Black Hills that looks like this. So I think what spoils us is because we've ridden in so many different places. We've rode in California, and California's got everything. We've been in Death Valley, and me and Art's been riding in the snow before. So it's like we've seen.
We got the mountains, we got the coast,
we got the desert.
You go up north, you got the greenery.
We've been in Arizona, where you're driving in there in the desert. We've been in, we rode to the Grand Canyon. We rode on old Route 66. We've been on, Texas. We rode down in Texas on our bike. So there's a lot of places that Illinois, Missouri, that's where we lived there, and we rode bikes there. So I think because we've done a lot of experience, when we come to different places like this, it's not like, okay, what's so special about it? It's one of the things that I noticed here more than anything else is almost every road you ride on has a stream running by it. And it kind of goes
That's
back and
nice.
forth, and it's got the big boulders. So the rock's similar, not like Missouri, similar to Missouri. Missouri has what we call Merrimack rock. But here it's like the big giant boulders. Some of these rocks are like as big as this. We're in a grocery store now. It's got a little lounge, and I thought, it's a great place to do a live. And so they got these rocks that are like as big as this. I don't know if you can see it through the camera or not. Doesn't look as good on the camera. There's a hill over here. I mean, there's some freaking rocks here that are like, they probably weigh
Gigantic.
100 tons.
That's what he told me. He says, "Did we ever go to Elephant Rock?" And I said, "Well, my granny
In
took us. I
Missouri.
think we took the kids a couple
And they
times,
had the
but
big
they
rocks
had the
like
big,
that. But
giant rocks.
they're rounded rocks. These are just really, it's like, where do these rocks come from? It's like, you know, a lot of times, like, we get it from, like, in Arizona and stuff like that, it's from volcanic action. We'll bring up some of the big rocks and formations and all the different things that are out there. And here, it's just like, this giant rock is all by itself. What, it just roll down the hill someplace? I don't know.
Might have. Well, the old man on the hill, the old man in the mountain. That's what they call
What
it.
that was is, there's a,
A formation of a rock.
where's,
It kind of
is Art talking? Is he still there? Tell everybody what they have in Arizona when we leave Bullhead. What do they do to you on the way out? What our rock does to everybody. And,
But anyway, they had this formation that was called, that looked like, if you've seen the silhouette, kind of looked like the side of an old man. Well, one day they said they just came. Well, I guess there was some people that would always try to keep it.
They chained it up.
They would chain it up every year. They
He was starting to fall down off the wall.
And then one day they came in, the old man was gone.
He was on. He took a hike.
He rolled down the hill. But
Yeah.
I
So the
want
rock's
to show
still there.
you. I videotaped and I saw an old man in a rock, but I don't know.
It was real low. It wasn't like a pond
No,
like this
but
one
it was. It looked like an old man.
Yeah, which
in
it
a-
is. A lot of times you look at these rock formations and stuff, and you can see something in it. You know,
Like
it looks
looking
like
at
a
the
fish.
clouds
or
and
it
you
looks
can
like-
see stuff.
So, yeah. So,
So
Yeah, a lot of
Carlton Este is on. He says they're coming here tomorrow. She's coming here tomorrow.
did Art say what?
Art says Lone Star Rider's on. He said howdy. Art says I
It's
call
called
it the
finger rock. Yeah, that's it. But it's this finger. What's funny is when you're leaving town, it's flipping you off. But when you come down the hill like you're coming into town, it looks like it's giving you the thumbs up. It's the funkiest thing because I never noticed it at first. And Art told us, he said, "Did you see finger rock?" And I'm like, "What do you mean finger rock?" And you look at it and it's like, it looks like a fist with the finger sticking up. And it's like, holy crap, the thing's flipping you off. And it's like, that's why they call it finger
when you
rock.
leave, and then when you come into town, it's
Yeah, it looks like
Thanks
it's
for
giving
coming in.
Yeah. And when you leave, come, you didn't spend enough money at the casinos. Get out of here.
Rep Pink says the only hills we have in Florida is called the local dump.
Yeah.
And 9mm James says Elephant Rock's about 100 miles from him. He's the one that lives in Lake of the Ozarks.
Oh, okay.
Or
By there. Not in St.
No.
Clair. Is that guy we talk to him anymore? Does he come on our channel? The guy
Who?
that lives in St. Clair? Always wanted to meet us and we never did meet up
no,
with him?
Joe Middleton. He only emails us. I think
Oh.
he watches, but he doesn't.
Oh,
he doesn't
doesn't
write on. I think SJS is on. John Power's on.
And we're only going to do about an hour now because we got to get out and we got to pack the trailer up and we're moving.
I'm spinning. That one's not, but I was.
I'm, well, are you on this or are you on T-Mobile?
No, I don't know.
You should be on T-Mobile so you're not taking up
Yeah,
any
I'm
data
not.
for this.
It's on my
So,
own.
yeah, if we start breaking up, let us know. But it's supposed to storm here soon, and what we want to do is we're moving to a campground tomorrow. At noon. And so we're going to, that way she can get the laundry done, because we're going to be on the road for the next possibly 10 days before
So
we get
John
to
Power
Sturgis.
says Pine Hollow Campground is right across from High Octane and Looney Bin. So do you know anybody there that you can get
So
us in?
what
that we
we're
don't
trying
have
to
to pay
do
$1,000 for?
is like what we do in Sturgis. So like in Sturgis, Kathmandu's probably got 16 to 20 groups of people, not really groups, I guess RVs or tents or whatever's coming in from us, staying there. So that's what we do because we talk and talk and talk about them, and everybody says, "Where are you staying at this year in Sturgis?" We're staying at Kathmandu, and so they want to come out there and
Hang out with us.
look, Art. If you still want to go out to Sturgis,
Doug.
Doug still has a room.
Yep.
$125 a night. Looks like maybe Rat Fink might get the other one. Not Rat
No,
Fink,
Ryder X.
Ryder X. So you can meet him. He's an alright guy.
Yep.
And you can come out to Sturgis and spend a few days. That'd be good for you, Art.
There you go.
You get that feeling again. And then I can show you.
Poplar Bluff, Missouri is where 9mm
Okay.
James lives.
Been there many a times.
Yeah.
Used to go down there to Arnold, and when I used to have my muffler shop, I used to buy mufflers down there in Arnold. Down old, I don't know what that road is. What road is that? It's not Route 66.
55?
No, it's off on the side. It's like a road where it kind of runs along where Kimberly and them went that time and packed sandbags.
It was Mindy.
Oh.
That was Festus down there.
No,
21.
I don't know. I don't remember how it
Poplar
is.
Bluff's down further south, isn't
But it's
it?
between, I don't know.
Anyway.
Been a while.
Joe
Been
Casey
long.
says, hello, Bob and Tam.
Been gone
And
for over
Rick
20 years.
Greener says, saw you guys at Bentley's on Tuesday. New to the channel, very informational and entertaining.
Thank you, thank you.
Entertaining
And
for
keep
sure.
watching. Because we go talk to people here today, this week that we've been here, and we're handing cards out again. Didn't do any today, but we have been we gave them to the people that were at the motorcycle show. And gave them cards, and people were like, oh yeah, I've seen your channel, I watch it. I said, do you still watch it? No, I went to Sturgis last year and I watched all your videos. It really helped us out. But we don't watch anymore. I'm like, oh, you should just be looking to see what else, maybe someday you'd like to go to one of these
Might go
other
to a different
rallies.
rally. You never
And that's
know.
why we kind of did all these rallies, because we thought, hey, if you had thought about, like Panama City, hey, I was wanting to go to Daytona, but I don't know if I want to go to Daytona, and then you look at Panama City and go, hey, I'd rather go down to Panama City. It's more of a beachy theme, and, more bars on the beach, and yeah, I want to do that. Or you go to Galveston and say, hey, man, I want to be out there, like, right on the Gulf.
Rat Pink says, you don't want me with Art. Two Garcias together could be trouble.
It could be related somewhere down the road.
You guys might be. Because I think Rat Pink says he was Spaniard too. That's what Art says.
I know
he is.
we didn't see how white he was.
Now
Art's
need to show
Art
us
is
your legs.
white as a white guy. Whiter than
He's
a white
whiter
guy.
than me. That's what I told him. I said, geez, Art. We had
And that's what he
shorts
said.
on
I'm
with
a Spaniard. I said, you're something. You're sure not Mexican. I have to look at his mom's side. His mom's side. I don't know what Art's mom's name was.
I don't know. What was your mom's maiden name, Art, if you're still on?
And
That Pink said, see.
sí, señor.
He's
And
picking up a little of my Spanish.
well, I knew some already. I used to, when the kids were little, I used to always say, ándale, ándale, ándale.
All the time.
no
And I
idea
never
why I
knew what
did it.
that meant. And that means hurry up, hurry up,
I
hurry
knew
up.
it meant hurry up, but I didn't know what language it was.
Well, it was from, what's the little mouse? Not Mighty Mouse.
That little Pete, or what, he was a little Mexican mouse.
Yeah. He always said, andre, andre.
Yeah. That's where I learned my Spanish
Have a great
from.
day. Gotta go to work.
Who?
Morano, Art.
Right to
His mom's maiden name was Moreno. Morano.
Well, where is it at? Art.
It says, have a great day. I gotta get back to work. And then that last name.
Merino.
Moreno.
Hopefully it wasn't related to those Merinos that were,
Decapitated?
no, the ones that, I think that, guy that cheated me out of the union office, I think his last name's Merino.
Javier?
Yeah, Javier Merino? Maybe not. I know somebody named Marino that worked with.
I don't know. Randy M says, Patine from Ohio. Yesterday's live was awesome. Bob was
Speedy
on a roll."
Gonzalez is what it was.
Yeah, Speedy Gonzalez. That was him.
Speedy Gonzalez. That's where I learned my Spanish. That and from the Frito Bendito. Those are the
Six
two
was
people
on.
we learned our Spanish from when we were kids.
I am the Frito Bendito.
We used to, when we went the first time to Cancun, we went to this bar, and as long as you did, you got up and danced, you got free drinks.
Free
so she'd get up
shots.
and drink and stuff. And
I'd
they
get
had
up
this,
and dance.
they had this little midget guy, Mexican guy, and he had all the stuff on.
He
and
was all white,
He
white
said he
cowboy
was
hat.
the Bendito. He had that big old hat on and stuff, and
And
he'd
he had
dance
the little,
around.
the bullets that
Yeah,
went across him.
yeah.
And he looked
And,
just like him. I love
We
that
took
little
pictures, but we didn't have video back then.
guy. No.
Maybe
Speedy
another
Gonzalez.
time.
Six said there was a slowpoke Rodriguez too. I guess Speedy Gonzalez and Slowpoke Rodriguez. Was he on there together?
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
there was a slow guy on there.
Slim
That's been a
Jim's
long
on.
time.
Hey,
That's
Slim
showing you
Jim.
how old everybody is that's watching the show. Right, 'cause that show's probably not on anymore because they consider it racist probably now.
Well, my favorite show was Underdog. I used to sing that song with my kids in the car. They thought it was nuts. Underdog, and I don't know. They thought their mom was nuts. But my granny used to do that with me, so I got that from her, I guess. She would always sing songs. She'd always say, what was the cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? We'd be going down Main Street in the little town they lived in saying, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs out the window to people. And anyway, that's where I get this from. My granny. James Carvalho says, you guys yesterday about the Grumpy Deli owner was hilarious.
Wait till
Greg-
you hear the one, which we'll have to do this when we have more time. We're going to tell you about Barney
Barney
5 that pulled us over our first trip to Sturgis
in
Wyoming.
Wyoming
In some hillbilly backwards.
town.
Yeah, it was
Out in
Barney.
the middle of nowhere.
Barney. If it wasn't Barney, it was his brother. He had one bullet in his gun.
Ryder X knows the story.
Yeah, we
He
told
says, you
him.
got to tell that on a live
And we're
one
going to
day.
do that. It's a good story. We've got a
Yeah.
couple stories like that we've experienced. events like that. I don't know if we had any with Art or not. He's already gone, so
Yeah.
I don't remember if we had
Greg
any.
Wing said Greg loved the live from yesterday. He was cracking up. You two are great. Six says, yeah, they were together. Oh, on this
The
Speedy Gonzalez and
mouses.
Pokey Rodriguez.
I don't know. So yeah.
Um,
So we just wanted to come on quick today to let you know because we weren't planning on a live. Well, there was no place. We ended up. So we went to the antique bike show and we filmed them leaving, and we got lost, turned around because they were over at the outlet mall and what was the town, Tifton or
Tilden.
Tilden?
Tilton. Tilton.
Yeah, Tilton. So hey, if you want to come out here, they actually had places there to eat.
They had Applebee's. I
And a
said, "Oh my
Chili's.
gosh,
Holy crap.
we found civilization." They had a Hobby Lobby.
It was crazy.
We found
it was
the
like a
jackpot.
whole other world over there.
Maybe that's why it seems so weird up here, because there's nothing familiar up here.
And so over there's all these places. Well, we only stayed we spent about an hour or so with them in the morning, and then they left, and we filmed them leaving, and got some great shots, got some great interviews with the people. It'll be a really neat video that's going to come out tomorrow, and then we got to catch up with them at the bar. They rode to that, is it what's the name of that bar?
Tower Hill.
Tower Hill Bar. And that's where Karen and all the bartenders, that's the best bar to go to probably, so far. We haven't looked at the other ones yet. And then after that, we went downtown, we filmed some bikes riding around, filmed some other bikes, went up to speed, talked to them. Gonna pick the drone up tomorrow, see how that works out over the weekend. I don't know if I'll fly it in the rain or not, but so we'll have that pretty soon. We'll show you some drone footage and stuff of a bigger, faster, better drone than I had before. And
One he's been looking at. So John Power says Common Man's right up the street there in Plymouth. They have good food and it's a cool place. We went to the Common Man in Woodstock or Lincoln, down in that area, right off the 112 route. 112. Somebody
there's
the other day
a Common
called
Man
us
right
out.
over here.
That's
That's
what
actually
he's
the
telling
market
me.
and the deli. It's at the
what he
gas
just
station.
told you.
You mean at the gas station?
Well, I don't know. He said Common Man's right up the street from you in Plymouth. Has pretty good food and it's a cool place.
Well, it's a deli. The one here is in front of the gas station. Is that the same one you're talking about?
John, is that the same one you're talking
Yeah,
about?
because I seen that when I looked out the window here. It's at an Irving gas station.
No.
And it
We're
says
at the Market Basket.
I don't know what the hell the place is
I think
called.
it's called the Market Basket. Yep, the Market Basket. I got some cookies.
What?
And a drink.
What?
Well, you told me to go buy some stuff because
A
we were
drink.
going to sit here and use the...
You've been buying a lot of cookies lately and candy and crap.
Rhett Bing says, imagine if they played Returns of All in the Family now.
But, well, they do on MeTV and stuff
MeTV.
plays it because we watch that. Well, it's all there's pretty much any show that was in the 70s couldn't be played. Just like the Jeffersons and stuff. I don't think they could even play those shows anymore.
Probably not.
Good Times, any of them on J.J. Walker. And then his last name was Walker? J.J.
That's what it is now. Yeah. I don't know what their names were. JJ. His name was JJ.
So I don't know.
Jimmy.
But
I don't know what their names were. I can't think. I can see all their faces, but I can't even think of any of the
it's
mom
called
and
Good
dad's
Times.
names.
They weren't the Jeffersons.
No.
They were a different
Ah.
family.
So Beggars and Brews is on. He says, if you guys enjoyed Laconia, it's been pretty
It's
cool.
all right. It's different. It's definitely different from what we're used to at other rallies. What probably I'm disappointed in is everybody made it sound like this was going to be the best riding. You know, people are saying next to Sturgis, maybe even better than Sturgis, and it's not. And now after I've called out a few things,
It's
people
just
are
as beautiful.
well,
Sanford-
which it is. It's a very
was the same one.
it's a very scenic riding area. That it is. If you just want to kind of cruise around, see some trees, see some streams, and it's nice. But I mean, it's like riding through Missouri too, riding through the Ozarks and stuff like that. That's nice riding too. There's a little more twisties there. But I mean, on this one highway that everybody said, oh, it's
Kingdom
the
Myers.
ultimate ride for motorcyclists. And I'm like, there's three people a little loud. Three stops that you can make to see a scenic view. You've seen one scenic view, they all look the same. It's not like you're looking at down into a valley, onto a mountain, and seeing a bunch of trees. Which is fine, but I mean, once we stopped at two of them, it's like, okay, they're exactly the same. There's not really much different. So, you know, it was nice. One of them had tourist information, which we didn't stop at that one. You know, and there's a lot of places if you're a hiker, which we're not. We did go to the waterfall, and we're talking about that on the video tonight. It'll be coming out, or this afternoon, depending on where you're at. And that video will come out, and the waterfall was really neat. That was definitely, for me, worth the ride up there just to see that waterfall. I like waterfalls, lighthouses, covered bridges. I don't know if we'll make it the one. There's one right down the street here.
Oh yeah, we should go to that one. We're right
And,
here.
which
We can get there before it rains.
yeah.
So at least I got to pack up the trailer today
other
too.
than that, but I mean, it's another one of these rallies that's got way too many cars involved in this. I've talked to a bunch of people here, same thing. There's a way down here at Weir Beach, you can go around, they can reroute the traffic. They shouldn't allow cars
He's always got to put
down
his 2 cents
here.
in.
Well, because the traffic's back. People are backed up this freaking hill, and I'd hate to see on a busy day, you could be miles
I bet
waiting
you
in traffic.
Friday and
Yeah,
Saturday.
today
like
we
that.
sat in traffic waiting for 2 lights, probably a good 5 minutes. And this is Thursday. And it's 3 o'clock in the
It was probably
afternoon.
more than 5 minutes. It was a
Yeah,
while.
it might have been. It could have been 10. I don't know. We weren't counting. We were had the music on. We were just sitting there. We were rolling down the hill in neutral.
So Voodoo says hi from Clearwater, Florida, and Rapture.
So where in Clearwater,
Ranch.
Florida do you live? We tried to go down there during spring break, and they want to charge you $50 to park. We need to find someplace where you can park our motorcycle or our
Can we
car.
park in your driveway and walk down there to the beach? SJS says that she liked the movie Meet the Fockers with Dustin Hoffman. That was a good movie. Bags and Brews wants to know if you're going to be coming back for the 100th.
Don't know yet. What we're doing here is if we can get somebody to, if one of these campgrounds wants to sponsor us, then yes, we would definitely come back and be involved because we've got
More contacts.
yes, we got the people from the city want to talk to us now. We got a whole bunch of stuff that we normally do at all of our rallies. We'll be able to do it at this rally, which I think that's what made it weird here. We didn't know nobody here, not a soul. Well, we know our vendors, but I mean, other than that, we're just lost. We don't know any of the bar owners. We do now. We've met a couple of the big bar owners now, and they want us to come back next year, and we got a bunch of connections now. So we're making those connections, and probably next year would be similar to us doing Daytona, and not like Sturgis. Nothing's like Sturgis, but maybe. But it also depends on the gas. We're already figuring just roughly it could cost us just close to $3,000 to get to Sturgis from here, and no telling where gas is going to be next year at this time.
Yep. Rep Bink said hi to Beggars and Brews, and they said it's always good to have connections. Voodoo says he's north of Clearwater. He avoids the crowds at all times.
Well-
He's closer to the beach, closer to Tarpon Springs. Is that where we went? Because
No,
we were at
we went-
Clearwater and we went down. Maybe it was Indian. Is there Indian Springs? It seemed like it was some sort of springs beach. And we went down. I guess it was south of Clearwater, and they told us that beach was not as packed and it didn't cost as much to sit there. And Voodoo said he was up here once a couple of years ago. Hasn't gone back. Too many cars for him, he said.
Which I do. I see that Myrtle Beach is the worst for cars. Too many tourists down there. And it's
It
dangerous
is
for
a tourist
bikers.
area.
And Panama City's not much better.
They run a
I think
close run for first.
after I look at this, that's what I see. What makes Sturgis so much better, I think, is because the bikes overrun the cars. Even if you're out there on, you're going out to Mount Rushmore, you're going out on Needles Highway, any of that places, like even out in Custer, when you're going out there and doing that loop, it's still way more motorcycles than cars that are doing that. And I think that's what makes it a different because we dominate them. And a lot of the cars get, oh, look at all the motorcycles, let's lock our doors, you know.
Scared to death of us big bad bikers.
A guy told me that one time for a joke. He says, I got some black friends that was in the union with me. And they said, you want to have some fun? He says, what we always do, which I can't do because I'm not black. He says, they pull up to somebody that's a bunch of white people in a car. They hurry up and slam the locks on all the doors. And they say, if you want to see a freaky look when they look at you, they're like, what are they doing?
Why they park so? Why did they stop here? Why didn't they move up some more?
Why they lock their doors? But he said, yeah, it was a lot of fun. But I'm not black, I can't do that.
Yeah, they're saying it's Indian Rocks. Herbert said that too. I'm pretty sure that was the name of the beach we went down to.
But I mean, Clearwater just had all the stuff going on, and the grandkids were here, and we were gonna go down there, and we even thought about going down to Hulk Hogan's because we went there before and ate a long time ago. And the grandkids, when they were little, they were really big into wrestling and stuff, and thought, hey, we'll go down there and park at Hulk Hogan's. Called them up, and they're like, no, they're charging $50 to park out here, and I'm like, how about if we eat? Still $50. And then
Because they
like,
said they
no.
don't own the parking lot.
Yeah.
So
Like,
the
that's your
city
fault.
owns the parking lot.
Well,
yeah.
whoever is screwing everybody. And that's ridiculous, because even if you park for 10 minutes or if you park all day, it was $50.
So Bags and Brew said they'll be sitting at home this year. They're unable to go anywhere.
They're not
I know,
going to Sturgis?
It's crazy. Prices everywhere are just nuts.
It is.
And
It's and a lot of this, especially even like with the YouTube now, it may change. Even though they consider YouTubers are influencers and giving out all this products and stuff to do stuff with, that might even stop, which will stop a lot of people's content because it may get to the point where just not selling nothing.
Yeah.
The people that we would recommend something to may not be able to afford nothing either. Because some people now look what they're paying to go to get. I would hate to have to pay. Well, it's like us. And when we lived in California, she rode her motorcycle. But if she would ride the fast track during the day, that would cost us $40. And then probably for the gas, if she drove the car, you'd probably use 25 miles. So you're probably going to use maybe 2 gallons of gas. But you're going to be sitting in traffic too. So let's say 2 gallons. So it's 4 gallons. So that's if it's $5 a gallon, which in California it's not. So that's another $20 you're spending. So it's $60 just to get to work. How many people? Some people don't even make $60 in a day. So that's why I said. So I can imagine because they're saying now the average grocery bill now is $400, and milk's gone up 15%. Airline tickets, because we were even thinking about maybe flying down to Daytona for the winter. Yeah, and we were going to get a hold of the Rossmeyers and see if they wanted to hook us up and make things happen. And we're like, heck, if airline tickets jump up to, if they double in price.
We were thinking we wouldn't be able to drive because gas costs too much, but if airline tickets go up 50% too,
well, yeah,
we're in
so
the same boat.
it still might cost us $1,000 or $1,500 just to fly in there. Well, that just ain't worth it then.
Voodoo says he avoids all the beaches. He rides the inland country more. Voodoo says he loves Sturgis but can't go this year. Gary West says Pat says she'd roll up her windows too if we pulled up next beside her. Greg says, thank you, Mr. Biden. John Power says, this one is 60, maybe in Ashland, right? In Plymouth Ashland line.
What?
This one is 60. Probably that Common Man.
It might have been the one we already ate at.
But that was down like in Lincoln and Woodstock.
I don't think it was that far down, was it?
I think so. I don't know.
But we ate at one here. It wasn't too awful
maybe
far.
not.
We drove the truck down there, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I didn't drive that far.
Well, we drove down that 118. That's the road that he said it's only 12 miles down the road, and it seems like, man, we're driving a long way. But
So I don't know.
it says it's 12 miles. I don't know.
But it was one of the restaurants, and we filmed a little bit of it.
Rapping says if you fly down here, he has got a bike for you to ride.
Yeah, but you're right down there in St. Augustine. You got that 50 miles to ride back up the hill again. Or
He
down
said
the
you'd
hill.
have a bike to ride. You don't
I
have to
know.
stay there.
Oh,
He just give you the bike to ride for the week, and then I guess you'd have to take it back up there to him. We can fly into St. Augustine. Do they have an airport?
I doubt it.
Probably
It'd
have to fly into
cheaper
Jacksonville.
Well, it'd probably be cheaper just to fly in Orlando. It's going to be cheaper. Somebody just had to pick us up then. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen. We're going to see.
If Marilyn's there, she'll come pick us up. She went and picked up Rod.
Yeah. We can fly in with Rod.
Yeah.
We got to talk to the Buffalo Chip. You never know what the Buffalo Chip's going to do when we get down there and talk to them and see what they want to do for next year. And maybe he'll want us to travel around with some of his events that he's doing out there like that. Go to Daytona and stuff like that. Hey, that'd be a lot of fun. Especially if we ain't got to spend the money. So, yeah. So, it'd be pretty neat. So, I'm still excited about Sturgis. I think there's going to be a lot of people lose money in Sturgis because I think there's going to be people that decide they don't want to go and they're not going to want to roll it over. And that's what I tell people now. If you're not going and you've already paid for it, you need to drop it. Like somebody I seen yesterday, I don't know where this campsite was, but it was an $800 passes. Maybe it was the Buffalo Chip. He was down to, he would let them go for $400 for the pair. And I'm like,
Good
that's
deal.
not a bad deal. If you were, which it is, you might be, if you can get off at the last minute, you might be able to pick up some really decent stuff here, like a week or two
people that are
before the rally,
canceling.
and be able to get in someplace for maybe $100, even like motel rooms and stuff. You might be able to, somebody might not be able to cancel, or you might get some of these hotels that find out, oh crap, we're not booking up anymore. We still got empty rooms. So you might be able to go down there and get it for the regular rate of $29.95.
Instead of paying
$6
$40
at the
a
motel.
night.
Well, one guy just told us a while ago he went to Sturgis and stayed in the Rapid City and paid $2,500 at a Best Western.
For a week.
I'm like, you got screwed. That's way too much money.
We said, we got to book early. And he says, I booked it a year in advance. And I'm like,
And he's like, I
"Holy
couldn't
cow."
find any places. And I'm like, I don't know. You're watching the wrong channel. And that's what he said, which he did. He's a friend of Charlie, and that's starting to channel up. Or he's had a channel for a little while.
Charlie from NH.
New Hampshire. And so he was like, he was looking for, he's got an Indian bike, and he was looking for not Vance and Hines.
Reinhardt.
Reinhardt, and they were inside the dealership
He
because the
says, I
dealer's
went
putting
and
them
they
on.
said they were there and they weren't there. And I said, yeah, they were inside. He said, well, I didn't go inside. I've been
So
in
did you
yet.
watch the video? No. There was something else he asked, and and then we're like, you didn't watch the video, did you? No. I guess I'm
Well,
gonna
no, it
start
wasn't
watching.
Charlie. It was his friend.
I know, but that guy
Oh,
was saying
yeah.
that he kept asking for stuff, and I said, did you watch the video? No. Then you need to watch our video so you'd know what the hell was going on.
Oh, we were telling him because he says, I can't find any pipes. Reinhardt's the only one that's got it. And we were like, no. Freedom Exhaust does. Well, if you would have watched our video on Freedom Exhaust, you would have seen
Oh, yeah,
the
they sell
pipe that they
Indian
make
pipes.
for Indian pipes.
Yep.
Indian bikes, pipes for Indian bikes. There you go.
Yeah.
And he was like, really? Really?
And they've got them in stock for
Yep.
Indians. Harley's tough because they sell them out so fast, but they got the Indian stuff in stock.
Bags and Bruce said flying is outrageous, and he's got a bunch of money bags there. Vidu says he loves the rally coverage we do, and so Adam helps ease when you can't go, and tips and news when they're very helpful. Jules, or Jilly, is it Jill? Jill. Center?
Maybe we'll
We're
do
coming
our
to Laconia Friday. Where are you going to be?
in the rain someplace. Well, first we're going to be moving the trailer. Afternoon, we'll be figuring out where we're going. Supposed to clear up afternoon. She just looked a while ago.
Yeah.
We'll be in the bike, and we'll be back down in.
Probably, where's beach area?
We're not probably going to get out to the racetrack anymore this week. Just probably not. It's too far out. We're going to be eating lunch or dinner with Adam and his wife on Sunday. Maybe we'll do it live together.
Yeah, there we go.
And maybe we'll do that.
And they can tell us how the rally went for them since
Yeah.
we haven't been down there only one time.
Yeah. So
At least we rode the bikes when we were down there. That's a
yeah,
good
we didn't get
thing.
to ride all the bikes. Yamaha now, because when Adam was there, he filmed that Yamaha had all their bikes.
Oh,
out.
did they?
I'd like to go down there and did some more riding, but the streets suck because they got like 40-mile-an-hour speed limits in the back. You get to ride by yourself. Nobody guides you. It's got little arrows. But I mean, you get out there and get on it, but there are all these signs telling you if you get a ticket, you got to pay for it and all this. So I'm assuming we didn't see any. It was late when we went. It was like the last ride at 4:30, and so I didn't see any cops at all. But I mean, there's houses and stuff back there, so those people probably complained, and the cops are sitting out there. But it's a pretty. It said it was 9 miles, but it felt like more than 9 miles.
It was a nice ride.
But you could go. What you did is you went through the back of the track, not on the track, but around the track, and there's nothing there. And there I opened it up,
Yeah.
and you could really get going.
John Power says talk to Tower Hill Campground that they're right at the top of the Tower Hill, and he surely knows the owner that you met today at Tower Hill Tavern. They might be able to set you guys up with something.
Oh, okay.
So thanks, John. We'll
So
check
we'll
into
see.
that.
Because like I say, if we get something set up where we can get here like a week early, like we like to do, be here a week before the rally so we can get all the stuff set up. And he acted like he really liked the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You know, he'd never seen us. But I mean, when we told him, he seen what we were doing. Because he was supposed to have been this antique bike ride was supposed to start at 10. I don't know what time it was when they left. Probably about 11:30 or 12.
We came in, we said, is this where the antique bikes are supposed to park? He said, yeah, about an hour and a half ago they were
I
supposed
said
to be
about
here.
2 hours ago. He says, I don't even know if they're coming anymore or not. I said, they are. I said, we just left them. I said that we thought they'd already be here. He says, how many do you think there's going to be? You think there's like 30 or 40 of them? I'm like, yeah, it's about like that. So good. That's a good number. And I'm like, so what they do is back where they have the bands at, they had a bike show out there today.
Yeah.
And there's all these guys, they all rode in the bikes. And I might end up using one of the old guys for the thumbnail today. They had the old.
Did you get them on coming in?
No, well, yeah, I got them riding in. But their bags, they had like bungee cords and stuff on their saddlebags or hard cases. These bikes look like they got them out of a dump, and they were just.
Well, the one guy's only had it for 12 years.
But the idea is, it looks like they just ride them. They don't do any maintenance. They don't wash them. They don't do nothing to them. But I mean, they when they pulled up, they look like somebody that had traveled from California in those bikes.
They came in from Maine. They drove.
Because they came in right at the end. We didn't get to talk to them originally, so I told her, I said, go down there and see if you can get those old guys. Because they weren't that old. They were probably 60s,
Well, they had the
early
big old
70s.
white beards, and then they had
And
like the goggles on and the
they had
the hat.
the old helmets like you
the
used to
leather
wear.
ones, like football helmets.
Yeah.
Like.
And they had the old motorcycle helmets like that on. And they just looked, they were like, well, I don't know if any of you ever seen, what's the guy? Panhead Billy. And kind of like that, but this was even more look like the old style biker. And it was just, I like that. I really like the vintage bikes, and with the young kids coming up, they're going to go away. Nobody wants to restore them anymore, and it's really sad. And just like, I love Willie's. They're in Daytona, and you guys do too because you watch the video. And I love those vintage bikes. And
Hopefully this one will do real well.
we hope so. And then there'll be one in Sturgis too. They got a vintage bike show there
That's
at
on that,
the Chip too.
What's his name? It starts with an S. Right there on Main Street, or on
Oh, you're talking about the guy that has the garage?
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is. You're the name person.
I know. I want
She'll
to
think about
say
it later.
Shawnee's.
But it's that little
Something
gas
like
station is just down from the Broken Spoke, going towards Full Throttle.
Yeah,
and
but it's on the
Buffalo
opposite
Chicken.
side
It's
of
on the right
Broken
side.
Spoke.
It's on the right side. If you're going that way.
I can't think of the name of it.
But he has a little bike show. But we didn't make it there last year.
And Panhead Billy was supposed to be there for that.
A lot of people don't like Panhead Billy because they feel he's a moocher. But I mean, he is what he is. He lives off
He
his
travels.
bike.
Yeah,
He's got no money coming in. He probably gets Social Security or something. But I mean, I don't know. He's been riding his bike for 36 years, so I don't know how long he's been on the road. He may not have any Social Security. So he's looking for places to stay. He looks for people to feed him and things like that. And I'm okay with that. He didn't ask us for anything, but I would have gave him some money to help him out.
Yeah. So I didn't know who he was when I interviewed
Yeah,
him.
first time we didn't have no clue who he was, and
So-
then somebody else told us, and then we got to talk to him again, and
So we got some messages here. Joe Casey says premium gas is $5.49 in North Carolina, which is outrageous. That's for premium. Voodoo says to do a live with Katie and Adam, that would be cool. Brian's World says hello from Seattle. Joe Casey says I like the old school choppers. Voodoo says he likes our Tropical Willie's awesome. Yes, he is. Ken Wara says, do you ever get homesick? Yes. Well, for my kids. Other than that,
we've got a long time ago. We got to where home is wherever you're at, and
home is where you make it, I guess.
And so when we built our first home, that was probably the toughest time to leave something, was that home, because we built it, we were there the whole time they built it, we filmed all that. I got footage of that someplace, of the house being built in stages, and we only lived there
2 years.
and moved to California. So that was probably the most special thing, because it was what we wanted. We had to design the house built like we wanted. We did the tile work, and
We laid it
did
down ourselves.
yeah, so we did a lot of stuff ourselves, and we bought a lot of stuff. The contractor put it in. So that was probably the only time that was. It's kind of like cars too, like my motorcycle. You could come right now and buy my motorcycle. You could buy my RV. You could buy my truck. You could buy anything I
Only
pretty
me.
much own that I would sell, because it's just the material things. I can find something else to buy to replace it. So, but of course you're not going to get it a deal. You're going to get it at what
What he wants for it.
Yeah, if you want to buy it now, it's just what's going to cost you. You can.
Everybody has a price.
Yeah. You wouldn't buy all my YouTube stuff. You could buy my channel. You know, I'd sell it if you for the right
Voodoo
price.
says Iron Horse. Yeah, it's Iron Horse, and then at the end of it's the Broken Spoke.
It's all the same place.
Yeah.
Same owners.
Joe Casey says I still have my shovel head, I'm assuming.
We met a guy today that built a chopper, and that's going to be his next project. He was a younger guy, and I had that chopper.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got a panhead at home, the motor, and he's going to try to build something.
So G Time says, hey guys, I've been trying to find the part 2 video
Of what?
of getting the noise upgrade of your bike done. Did I miss it?
Probably not going to do that till we leave.
Or is it still in editing? He's, well,
We're-
he wanted to
what I
ride
wanted
it
to do,
for a
yes,
while
we
to
wanted to
make sure the noise was
because
gone.
what I thought it was, I thought it might come back, because we did. So you'll know something probably. See, I'd like to do the video of them working on the motor.
When
So
he
I
gets
can
that
show you
done.
all that done, and probably at the end of that video, I will tell you what it is. We got a couple new videos.
Or what he thought it was.
The
It could have
Daytona,
been a couple things
the
that tweaked.
Daytona gauges. Wait till you get to hear
Dakota.
the new, Dakota gauges. Wait till you hear the redo of that one.
He likes his gauges.
I found out a bunch of neat stuff those things do.
So BK says, looking at $100 or $1,100 for gas, and from there plus their rides.
For what?
I guess to go to Sturgis. Greg Lander says, wife and I can't drive by the house in Irvine where we raised our kids. Too sentimental. I know it's.
Which
it's
is tough when somebody else buys it. It's like the house we had in Corona. You know, the guy. You know, sometimes when people go in, they change the way the house is built and stuff, and it's like. I'd rather not really go by and look at houses like that, because you know you did what you did, and they're going to do
Make it
whatever
yours,
they
yeah.
want to do. Like we did, we had a wall put up in the wall in there, and divided up the room and made another room out of it. I made a bar out of it, and they tore it right back out when we got there. They were going to tear this out and tear that out, and
we put all new carpeting in. They tore all the carpeting out and put hardwood floors in, and it was like, I mean, it was brand new carpeting. I mean, it wasn't very old. So anyway, Voodoo said it's probably the compensator noise. John Powers.
it's not a compensator.
John Powers said, enjoy the rest of your trip. Hope to see you in Sturgis. I'm riding out for the first time. I guess MA, Massachusetts, staying at the Chip. Love the videos. Thanks, John. And thanks
So-
for the info. We're
And
going
if you
to look at that.
if you want to get a hold of us, you can always email us. We're gonna have new business cards too. I gotta order those. And
I thought you said you did.
No, I made them all up and they're ready to go. But they had a sale the other day, and I thought I was going to get it, and I was a day late. So I found that I got $20 off on those cards I keep pulling and trying to give people. And they're in the box of cards. They give you like a $20 off your next order. So I need to order new cards, and it's going to have our new website. Rider X almost got it done. And then we'll take over, and
Thank
then
you.
we'll do a bunch of neat stuff to
He's
it.
not on here. He's going to be.
I thought he was already
PO.
on. I thought he was
Rat
on
Pink's
earlier.
on. Rat Pink's
is
on.
that who was writing all the stuff?
Uh-huh.
I just kept seeing the wrenches coming
Yeah,
up.
it was Rat Pink and then Art were the two.
okay,
Open Mind
yeah.
says I go to the broken wallet saloon in my backyard. It's about all you can afford
Well, I'm
nowadays.
just saying, it's even like that when people say, oh, Sturgis is so expensive. Well, there is places you can stay. Not, well, bad news is even it'd be expensive to run a generator, too. So, there is reasonable
gas in it.
places to stay. And same thing, you can go out to Walmart, go down to Spearfish or Rapid City and go to Walmart and buy your beer and all that stuff and sit around your
Or
campground
you
and
can
drink
go.
it.
You can even go to the bars at
The
the one
Legion.
downtown, the Legion. They have entertainment. They have bands down there. They have a comedian come in. That one I think you got to pay a cover charge for the comedian. It's some lady.
But
They
everything
said
else is
she's
free.
awesome. But yeah, it's like you got like what, a couple $1 drinks, and you
Yeah.
could drink there all night, and then you have entertainment. You have a band there, so
No different than going out to your bar down your street.
and paying $6 or $8.
You don't
for a
have to
bottle
go to
of
all the
beer.
high-end bars and pay their prices that they're wanting, and you don't have to eat all. Just like here, we don't really eat that carny food. Now we had a pizza today. It was okay. It was a little rubbery, but I mean,
The bottom was really, it was really greasy.
And but I mean, it was all right.
tasted good.
Yeah, it was all right, and we had it at the bar there.
Well, I
And,
watched Charlie because I kept thinking, how am I going to eat this? I guess they didn't give us any silverware, but he rolled his up. I guess that's how New Yorkers eat their pizza. They roll it up and then they eat it. I thought, I'm going to try that. So I rolled it up a little bit, and it was much easier to eat because you get that pointy part at the end, and it's just hanging there, and it's,
it's limp.
I like it.
She likes it hard, not stiff. You like it hard.
Just like Gwen does too.
Nobody wants a floppy one.
Doesn't work very well.
See, the floppy ones are hard to put in your mouth. They don't want to stay in there,
Bless you. Oh, Rat Fang says sometimes the carny food just sits there. I will not eat carny food
it's like,
because
or she won't eat at 7-Eleven food either. She thinks those
the
wieners have been rolled.
rolling weenies have been on there for days. But when I was a kid, I loved corn dogs, and they had the corn dogs, and it was summertime, and they had them laying there just like the hot dogs without the corn stuff in it, and then they dip it in the corn stuff and deep fry it right there. Gave me one of them, and I ate it because I love corn dogs. Got on a ride, it went round and round, and I went.
But that had nothing to do with the corn dog.
Yes, it
It had to
did.
do with riding the ride and spun you around.
It was a corn dog. No fluffers for Gwen either. See? All right, so how long you been on? We got
who's-
55 on, 53 thumbs up. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you're on. And we've been on almost 50 minutes, so
All right, we'll go
almost.
1 hour and we're done.
So
So we
anyway,
gotta get out and start. It's actually clearing up a little bit. It's not quite
Yeah.
as gloomy looking as when we pulled in.
a little bit brighter out there.
So we gotta get up back. I get the back all ready. Put the golf cart in there. Put the motorcycle in there. We gotta drive 4 miles down the road and take it all back out tomorrow. And well, we
It's supposed to start raining at 10 o'clock tonight, and it's going to rain until noon tomorrow.
Yeah,
so we figure if we get it all
can't
done tonight.
Can't get in the campground till noon anyway. So we figured we were gonna go today, and then they ended up not saying it was gonna. We thought it was gonna rain here all day, and we thought, well, let's put everything in the trailer this morning, and then we'll go over to that place, pay for another day, and then so it ended up not looking bad. So we'll figure we'll just stick with $200 for 3 days, and it. Still more money than we were making, but at least we get to get over there. We'll have electricity. We have a place to dump. I can flush the tanks and all that because for the next 10 days we are
Driving to
living in a
Sturgis,
trailer.
we got nothing.
And so
Boondocking.
hopefully they have nice showers. We can get out and get a real shower in the shower instead of taking a shower in the sink.
No, we take it in the shower, but you got to turn it on, turn it off. Turn it on, turn it off. Turn it on, turn it off, and get out. You only get to turn it on 3 times. That's it. 3 strikes, you're out.
I have an automatic thing that turns the water off. She has to come out soapy. Then I take her outside and I use her.
You like that?
Where did I get it at? Amazon. $30. The brand name is Joby, Joby.
They sell them at Best Buys too, if you can find
Yeah,
a Best Buy.
they're a little more at Best Buy. You like my tripod? He said it was stiff looking. Now, where do you get this kind of entertainment at?
No place else but here.
It depends on where your mind's at. we're talking about legitimate things, but some people might be thinking other thoughts.
Good thing Ryder Rex isn't on here. He'd be putting his 2 cents worth in.
So yeah, so I don't know. So we'll see how it all goes. And this year is, like I said, we're definitely doing Sturgis from here. We got great interviews coming up with a couple of good factories or distributors or whatever you want to call them. They're not really distributors, they're manufacturers,
I
I
was
guess.
going to call them today too,
Yes,
Rush.
you should have called them. And
time is
that we
it
would have had that
by?
done. Well, it's still
4 there.
Yeah,
They might be
but
there still.
I
I
could
don't
call
know.
tomorrow. It's till
Yeah.
Friday. Call in the morning,
I guess.
and I'll go talk to the owner. And so that's pretty neat. We got a bunch of other things. We got a couple other things set up when we get back to California, or not California, back to Arizona. In August. We've got some more great things. You know, we're going to go through Cobra, and we're going to have, we got a couple of
Rockford.
surprises that we're going to tell you, that we're going to be visiting some other people that are out there on the West Coast and stuff. So it'll be kind of neat. And give you guys some more insight on, plus we'll be building a garage, and we'll be getting the studio made. So it'll be pretty neat.
I would call them too, just to make sure everything's still on
I looked
track.
to see, make sure they were still in business. They still said, well, you never know. You ain't heard crap from them
I
in
know.
a year now.
They got our
So-
money and they're like, adios.
Well, it's only a down payment.
I
So
know,
they,
but
they got very
still,
little, but
they
enough for me
got
to go
enough.
looking for them if they disappeared. But they've been in business a long time, and they're not going anywhere. They're part of a company. It's Arizona Steel. And so they're a pretty big company. And they build a bunch of stuff. Our Goodwill store, they built a brand new Goodwill. They built a bunch of big buildings out by us. And so I don't doubt that. It's just depending on how fast they get it done. But then I got to get the electric done. I got to get the septic tank put in. And I got to run a water line. So the water and electric I'm going to do myself. And the septic tank, it's in sand. So I got to get somebody else to bring in. I can't think of what those stupid things are called. I used to use them at work all the time. That you drop in the ground and it holds the ground back so it doesn't cave in on you. Trussing. No, it's not trussing. I can't think what it's called. Somebody will tell me if you're
Yeah.
in the construction business. Or digging dirt in the ground. It holds the walls up so you don't collapse and drown in the dirt. Suffocate.
So that's what I told him when they were doing. I guess they got to go out and sample or whatever. And when the girl did it, she said they could only dig down like 10 feet because the sand kept caving in on them. And I asked him, I said, "How are you going to do that? How are you going to dig a hole to put the septic
Originally, I was
in?"
going to do it myself. I was going to go get a backhoe. I've run a backhoe before. And I was going to dig it out
Shoring.
myself. Shoring, that's it. I told you somebody would know.
Open mind,
I
put
told
that
you-
on there.
I told you
So,
somebody would know.
Yeah, George Shank says, "Hi, Bob and Tam from Georgia and Waldo, Maine." How about that? So did you come down here to Laconia, or did we see you over in at Bentley's? And Greg and Gwen said, "Only with Bob and Tam can you get all the laughs, rolling weenies, floppies, stiffies, and thumbs up."
There you go, all in one time.
So
We could charge for this. We need a revolving light back here. I got a bunch of lights at home. Maybe we'll do that. We have a red light going behind us when we're talking. So,
anyway,
yeah.
I thought of a lot of things I could have said, but I'm not going to.
So, hey, we'll see how it all goes. But so that'll be neat when we get the garage all built up and get the electric in there. And I got to build a little small studio in there. We're going to get a lift and put in there so I can lift the bike up.
Work
An
on the
airlift.
bike?
Airlift. And I got to get a little lift to lift the bike up. So it'll be kind of neat, easy to clean my bike. And then hopefully, depending on what we're going to do, we're either going to be buying bikes from the auction if we can't get them from the dealer. And we're going to do some stuff on that. And I'm going to learn how to work on motorcycles. I can do all electrical and wiring and
Motor stuff is what he
shocks.
wants to
And
learn.
I can do front shocks now. I know how to do those. I watch them enough to do. I actually did into this motor. I could do a cam job. As long as you didn't put the solid gears in, you just need a tool that's going to pull the needle bearings in and out. Other than that, you can get away with it. I don't know if I'm going to do any cam jobs. We're hoping to do our veteran bikes is what we're doing.
And just we're not going to make them performance bikes. We're just making sure they're
make
good
them look
running
nice.
bikes.
And fix them up.
Yeah.
And
Baja said they called them ditch boxes. And Open Mind says we all making it down to Biketoberfest.
probably not. Right now, we don't look like we're doing anything. No fall rallies. So at this point, we don't know. I don't even know if Vegas is doing theirs. Somebody told me Vegas is gone forever. I don't know that.
And
Right
somebody
now,
else said that they already, we met the other day, said that they know that Vegas is on.
yeah. So I don't know.
But
We
it was
haven't
on
called
last
them
year,
yet.
up until the week
Well,
before.
I just got Red Rock Harley's got a bunch of stuff going on this weekend. They got a Father's Day thing. They're giving away a bunch of stuff, and that's one of our hometown dealers. We're our hometown dealer is
Kingman, Arizona.
it's one's in Kingman, Arizona. It's called Mother Road Harley. We've
Apache
got
Junction.
Yeah, Apache Junction. I don't know what that means.
I think it's just called Apache Junction.
We've never been to
Churchill
that one.
Flats.
And then we've got Red Rock Harley Davidson's in Las Vegas. We have Las Vegas Harley Davidson.
On
Then
the
we have
Strip.
Henderson, Las Vegas. Or
That's
Henderson.
5.
Yeah, so they have 5
Henderson,
dealerships.
Vegas,
They're all owned by the
Nevada.
same guy, and he lets us do whatever we want. Great guy. And
John.
Yep. And we had Hero on, fastest land speed record man in the world, and we also had what's her name?
Brandy?
No, the girl that has the
Oh,
fastest.
Jody Perwitz.
We had her on. How many YouTubers have the fastest people on their channel?
But we didn't make it up to where the wind speed record was the fastest.
The wind wasn't blowing the other day anyway. Some of the people that were up there at 9 said there wasn't even a breeze when they were up there on yesterday morning at 9. They went up. They were the 5th car to go up the hill. I don't like.
Let's see.
To me, it's a tourist trap. And
Sounds like y'all need a mechanic. He's been a mechanic. He just never worked on motorcycles.
I was an auto mechanic for 30 years. And then I was a gas technician. I worked on appliances and all that kind of stuff for the gas company in California. So I'm pretty mechanically inclined. I just never.
He doesn't understand how the motorcycle engine works.
Well, I do.
100%.
It works the same way. But I mean, it's. I'm actually thinking about buying some bikes that are pretty total from the auction and just tear them apart, tear the motors apart, and just kind of see where everything's at. And I which it is a lot of the same parts. The
Lifters?
lifters are actually out of a Chevy motor. So yeah, I've put Chevy lifters in before, and so it's learning the tricks to do, and like I say, especially what we do different from everybody else's YouTube channel is most YouTube channels show you what they do. You know, I've taken fairings off before and done stuff with them, and I've taken a lot of different stuff off. But to have somebody like when you see how you can install the push rod covers, how slick it is, you'll be like, why didn't I ever do that if you've done the work? So it's like when people show stuff, just like the fairing, putting it together, we're going to show you a couple tricks that we got from the fairing exchange, which they're going to show you in our video. But that's the difference. But, you know, there's guys out here, whoever it is, you know, how many fairings have they put on? You know, it's like me. I've probably taken off, I don't know, out of all my bikes, I've probably taken them off, I don't know, maybe 10 times, maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. And because I put all my speakers and all that stuff in myself. I had K&M on my old bike, and I did all that myself, put the amp in, I did all that stuff myself. And I don't know. So, but you go to somebody like the Fairing Exchange, how many fairings do you think they do in a year?
A lot.
500,000 maybe even more than that. So why would you, and you know they know all the tricks because they figured it out the hard way. It's kind of like when he talks about the gauges, putting them in. You know, it's like, what happens if you put them in the wrong way? The blinkers will blink, the turn signals will work the wrong way. And we're like, how do you know? He says, you only do that once before you realize you don't ever do that again. But I mean, because he learned.
Because they're marked 1 and 2, and
Yeah.
I guess 1's right and 2's left,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. So that way you know from their mistakes how to make it perfect. And to me, I like that to help you guys out with, or even myself, that if I want to go back and put another set of gauges in, like an Art's bike or somebody else's bike, I can now put in those Dakota gauges without any hesitation at all. I would have no problem doing it, and I'll bet you I could knock it out in an hour or two after I watch the video a few times. And just to remember everything that was said. Because I edited it and I've watched it, but I haven't really watched it. I did watch it all through, but I mean, I didn't really concentrate. When I watch it, for me to watch it, I'm looking for glitches in the film and filming and stuff like that. And some stuff I can't fix because it's not filmed right. But when we get the studio built in the garage, that's when I want Art to retire. So we can start doing stuff out there, and then we don't have to think about the cameras. I just turn them all on. They all come on at the same time. They'll all be synced together. We'll have cord lapel mics on us, so the sound will be perfect, and the lighting will be perfect. There'll be no echo in the room. There'll be echo-proof room.
But he thinks everything has to be perfect, and we do not live in a perfect world.
I do.
He thinks he does.
And I'm going to make this happen. And
So Greg says you guys had Bentley on recently. He's an IndyCar legend.
Mhm.
And then Open Mind, I think because he said this, SBB, that's Bob. It said it wouldn't let him put it because I think it said
let me look.
SBB. And Dawn's there. Dawn's here. How about that, Dawn? Probably because of the first word.
Could have been.
We put in, since we had been hacked a few times or whatever you call it.
So what I did is I went in and put a bunch
whole
of
bunch of
words
words
in that you can't say. because I'm trying to fix it to where I'm going to screw those stupid bots that come out on Friday nights. We have to do a long video tomorrow, like 4 hours, so I can get those morons to try to come on and let them go crazy because I won't figure out what words I put in to screw them. And it was easy to do because you can actually just go back in and look at their titles and stuff. You know, the porno sites or whatever they have, and you just put some of those key things that are in there, and then I think of words that are similar to that, and I put those in. So that you might put something in there. Well, one's just putting 3 X's up. You can't do that on my channel anymore, not on a live, and because it'll knock your message out. So even their name of their name when they click on has that already in it. So they won't even be able to come on the channel, which will be funny. Which you guys won't get to see it. I'll see it, and then we'll laugh about it.
So he says, okay, duck, bang, blow.
Yeah.
Duck,
Or just
bang,
use
blow.
the letters to
Go.
SBB. Because
Yeah.
YouTube was getting us for that when we were saying it. But
It was
now we
dangerous.
didn't look it up. But what suck, bang, blow means, which we heard, is the original guy that owned the bar was a drive-through bar. So you drove around the back, you got your beer, you sucked it out of the bottle, you banged it on the counter, suck, bang, and you
blew
blow
out.
out of the back gate.
Duck, bang, blow.
So that's where the word came from. It has nothing to do with what you think it means. Once again, our
Oh,
minds
no.
are in the
Tell
gutter.
us to be careful, Dawn says. Well, I mean, you guys usually don't say words like that. It's usually on those sites.
Yeah. So if one comes up and says it's hidden, we will let you know what you probably said you
Yeah.
shouldn't have said. Like in that case, there would probably be better just to say SBB. We know what the SBB stands for.
Yeah.
And because it's YouTube can do it too. They can see numbers and they think it's a sexual thing and all that. And
Well, just like we couldn't used to say the
One
or like
sexy
get a
biker.
line my clothes from.
But now we've been saying it enough. Now I think they figured it out that it's okay to say it. That it's a store.
Hope it's an
And,
hour. Ding, 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 ding,
Oh
ding.
yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. So yeah, it's been pretty interesting today. Hopefully you enjoyed today's chat too that we
Probably
had.
not as much as yesterday.
Well, they might have liked the stiffies and the floppies.
So thanks for coming along today. We love hanging out with you guys. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Think about Patreon. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications. And we'll see you on the next video.
Yep. So what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. So we don't really know what's going on Friday. We'll try to do it live tomorrow.
Because we're
Hopefully,
moving day.
Hopefully it'll clear up like they say at afternoon. We can go into Laconia again, and maybe we'll go from one of these bars. Excuse me. And we had soda today again,
No.
which is not used to drinking anymore. And we can do it live from one of the bars, and before it gets too late, and so you guys can see their
Nightlife.
what's kind of going on. We're not staying over there late. Latest we're gonna stay at 9 o'clock, but we may not even.
Because then we have to get all the way back here, so we won't be back here till 10 or 10:30.
Yeah. So the idea is probably wouldn't even stay out that late. If we go over there after lunch, let's say 1 o'clock, we head over there. We're probably going to be by 7 or 8. We're probably going to be on our way back anyway. So we're not late partiers. Once if we're not that, if we were a little closer, we would stay a little later. But it is
Hour
what it
drive
is.
back in
But a
the
lot of
dark
people,
with
they
the
think
animals.
just to give you a FYI, a couple of vendors said that they thought this year's a lot less people here. But then another one said that they wonder because the weather's been so good if everybody's just out riding so much.
So
But
the
they
vendors aren't seeing the people.
yeah, so they said sometimes the rain actually brings people in to spend money. So they said they're probably going to do all right, but it's not like there's days that they've sat here for a couple hours doing nothing. It's not busy. And we're going to do a video here real soon, probably before Sturgis or right around before Sturgis starts. We're going to give you contact information, and that's what I'd highly, I always recommend this. Call ahead.
If you know
before-
you want something done.
like mine, they already had all my parts there. You didn't have to worry about that because there's stuff like Speeds. They're having trouble getting the 2-in-1 pipe for a certain bike. They ordered one in, the only one they had it in stock wherever they get it from. I don't know if it was Rush or whatever. But before it ever got here, a guy came up and said I wanted it. They already had it pre-sold before it ever showed up. So they're not going to get it anymore probably until Sturgis. So he's lost 2 sales on that. So if you knew, hey, I want to get a 2-in-1 pipe, I want to get this or I want to get that, you call the people that we're going to give you numbers for or their email or whatever it is and set up an appointment and say, hey, I'll be in Sturgis on Tuesday. How about Wednesday morning? Can you do this at 9 o'clock? Well, see, the other nice thing is you get in there first thing in the morning if you want to get up that early. And you get your bag. You can hang around like if you're in Rapid City or you're in Sturgis, wherever your vendor is that you're getting your stuff from. You hang around a few hours and you're not there all day waiting for them to get to your bike. You're the first one. I like to be the first one in. That way you get in. We would have been done a little bit sooner at speeds, but
To get in and out.
we did videos and we talked too long, and one of the dyno people got before us, got into the dyno truck, and we would have been done like an hour before that if we would have not done the video. So with that, we're going to leave you right here in wonderful, sunny, cloudy Laconia
Plymouth.
Beach area.
We're in Plymouth.
We're
Somebody
in
asked what.
Laconia Beach area.
Well, somebody just asked what town are you in. So I'm telling you, we're in Plymouth, New Hampshire.
Michigan.
New Hampshire.
We're at Plymouth Rock. Where's that
There's
at?
a Plymouth Ford across the street.
Yeah, but it depends on how old you people are. Would you ever dream that a Plymouth and a Ford would be in the same building? They don't make Plymouths
I
anymore.
love low-hanging fruit. It's easy to pick.
Let them swing. Swinging free. Bye. Wave. I
Don't
turn
forget
them
to
off.
give us a thumbs up before you leave. Hit the thumbs up button.
You can't do that if I'm going to turn them off. Bye.
Well, we could do it
Bye.
right now.
Start waving. Bye. Keep waving. Bye.